in terms of history, the BOP lab was set up at Cornell University. It's a global network of labs. It was set up by Stuart Hart, who co-wrote the original paper with C.K. Prahlad. And there are BOP labs in India, South Africa, Mexico, Sweden, Holland, and Spain. And so we were, in fact, the first lab to be set up in Asia, was this collaboration with the ISB. And I came here from Cornell to set the lab up. Over the last, 2 years of sort of working in this space, we sort of realized that the BOP connotation is probably a bit too restrictive. So we decided to expand the scope of our work greatly. So the BOP lab has now been sort of merged into a larger center called the Center for Emerging Market Solutions. Mm-hmm. And the Emerging Market Solutions looks primarily at 4 areas right now, but we are developing a couple other portfolios as well. But we are looking at small business and finance. We're looking at urbanization. We're looking at healthcare, and we're looking at education. Philosophically, where we are coming from is a couple of interesting points. One is we're trying to get rid of the moral argument. Too many people make the moral argument, and I'm saying there are strong economic arguments to be made for expansion of the market. The second piece is that even people who understand the role of the private sector never talk about the capital markets. And we are trying to basically talk about the capital markets, because if you want money, that's where the money is. So if you do the numbers, there's $160 trillion in capital markets on a given day. So focusing on capital markets, focusing in on the small business sector, because I think a lot of the BOP literature has typically focused on large multinationals. We strongly, firmly believe that instead the focus should be on small business. And if MNCs have to do something, it's actually the enabling role of the MNCs rather than the sort of customer-facing role of the MNC. There are other players in the market who know way better at way less cost and way greater efficiency how to deal with this market. Also trying to take the focus away from consumption to production. So not that there's anything wrong with consumption, but I understand full well that it's great business for Hindustan Lever to sell shampoo to the poor. I'm not sure what it does for the poor to consume all that shampoo. Yeah. So focus rather on the productive activities, and the productive activities increase incomes, and that leads to increased consumption by default. And the fifth sort of point is, philosophically, is that how do you do this? How do you ensure this economic growth doesn't come at the cost of wrecking the environment? So those are sort of, elementarily our philosophy. And the philosophy of the new center remains the philosophy of the lab. It used to be the philosophy of the lab.